Hey guys, Amy here from ProFiles Backstage with your March swag bag. These are the most adorable Easter nails ever. Okay, so let's get into what's in your swag bag this month. So to start with, you're going to get a spring super polished color from our super polished color collection. And this will vary from bag to bag, either a light pink, a light purple, I think even maybe a light green or a peach. So we've got that. And then we have two sets of Easter pasties. Actually, these are more spring. They butterflies, flowers, and then one of them has a bunch of bunnies on it, which these are the cutest things ever. So these are slightly textured, so these are going to work great for the drop gel that we're going to use. So drop gel is a multi-use gel. You can use this to create dimension. You can also use this to adhere rhinestones. Chrome adheres to it really well. There's a lot of different uses, and I love the tip on it, so it just makes it so much easier to use. So I'm going to start here with just swatching some nails. I am using Snowbird, and this is a nice light purple from the Sunshine collection, and this is one of the new colors. Again, just a really nice light spring purple. You guys can use whatever color you want underneath this design. We're going to get these swatched, put them in the lamp, and cure for 60 seconds. The super polished colors are a one coat coverage. You can do two if you like to do a thin coat and then put a thicker second coat on. That's totally fine. But if you're trying to save some time, you can do a one coat with your super polishes. So we're going to pop those in the lamp for the full 30 seconds. When they come out, they will have a slight tacky layer. Like the super polish doesn't leave a really bad tacky layer, but it is still a little bit tacky. When you're putting on your pasties decals, you want to make sure that you wipe that tacky layer off. So I'm just using some Babe Cleanse, and I'm just going to wipe that tacky layer off. All right, next we're going to grab our pasties decals, and I'm going to save you a little bit of frustration here. So these decals, these textured ones, they come with like the whole sticker part, like the backing even has like a clear sticker on it. So first thing I'm going to do is just pull it off. I'm just using these Christmas pasties as an example because I had already pulled the backing off the Easter ones in your thing, so I'm just using this as an example. Just pull that all off. It's not going to affect the designs on there. It's just going to get rid of that backing and make it so much easier for you to grab the decals that you want. So once you've done that, we're going to go in and grab the decal that we want. I'm going to grab these cute little, it almost looks like a little cameo jewel kind of look. So I'm going to grab this and just get a pair of sharp tweezers, kind of just get right up under that edge. I bend the backing so it's easier, and that will peel right off. So I mentioned earlier, these are textured, so they are a little bit thicker. So they just give a lot of detail. They're so freaking cute. So I'm just going to take this and I'm placing it right in the center, and I'm going to really just press it down. And again, we wiped that tacky layer off the gel polish, so it's going to stick really, really well. And you can just use a silicone tool just to make sure those edges get pressed down. If the edges aren't pressed hard enough, they won't be translucent, so you'll kind of see the edge of the decal. But if you press them down real well, they'll kind of disappear. Okay, so now that we've got that on there, we are going to grab top coat. We want to secure that decal in there. I am using matte top coat because I just like the look of the matte backing when we're going to have this big dome of the shiny drop gel on top. So I like the dimension that it gives you with a matte background and a shiny top. But at this step, you can use either. So we're just going to put a nice thick coat of matte on there, and then we're going to cure that for 30 seconds. And remember, if you're ever using your matte top coats and they seem streaky or they didn't matte up really well, matte needs to be used a little bit thicker. So don't be afraid to go in with a nice, thick, juicy coat. Okay, that matte is curing, and I'm just looking at all the little details on these pasties, and they are just so stinking cute. The detail And I also love that the gold is like a nice metallic gold rim. So these really look like frames. They look like little pictures. And with the little bubble of gel over top of them, it's just such an easy, fun Easter, spring design. Okay, so that is out of the lamp, and even matte, it looks really cute, but what we're going to do is take our drop gel. So again, this is like a thicker consistency, super clear, and it's going to let us create that dome really perfectly. And with that little tip, you don't even have to pull out a brush, which is nice. So we're just going to go in first, get a little bit on the tip here, and we're just going to spread it out. So we're kind of giving it that map layer of where we want it to spread to. The edge of this decal is kind of scalloped, so I'm just kind of hitting each edge so it gives us that full dimension that we're looking for. And once you've kind of outlined everything with the gel, we're going to go in with a nice big dollop. Or if you wanted to keep it really low profile, you could just do that. That still looks great. But I want to give it more depth. So we're going in with a nice dollop of the drop gel. Give it a little swirly. And then let it do its magic. It's just going to self-level perfectly. And once you're happy with that, we're going to go ahead and put it in the lamp. Okay, here she is out of the lamp, and this is nice and smooth and nice and clear. Just gives that depth and dimension to anything you put this over. So not only is this just a really quick, easy design technique, but it's easy to wear. Even those clients that don't like a lot of dimension on their nails, this is nice and smooth. I will say though, make sure that you don't touch it right out of the light. Always let it kind of cool down 15 to 20 seconds before you start rubbing your finger on it. So next we're going to add a little bit of texture in the background by using some chrome flakes. I am using the Shatter Tower. I'm also using that same Snowbird gel polish. I am just sticking this chrome to the tacky layer. I did not wipe the tacky layer off of this one, so it just had that little bit of stickiness to it, so the chrome flakes are sticking really well. And as I'm putting this on here, I'm like obsessed with this color combo. She is stunning, let me tell you. Okay, so I'm just using my little burnisher here just to make sure all those chrome flakes are laying really, really flat. And then we are going to go over this with the matte top coat again. But just looking at this nail, if you guys want this color combo, again, it was the Snowbird from the Sunshine Collection, and then the Chrome Shatter Stacker, and I used the third one down. Just in case you guys want to copy this, because it is so pretty. I don't know if the picture is doing it justice, but in person there's just so much color to this. So anyway, let's go in with our matte top coat, and we'll pop that in the lamp and let that cure for 30 seconds. Okay, so this is out of the lamp with the matte top coat on, and again, it's just giving like a purplish opal. So pretty. I'm just going to clean up the free edge, and then we're going to go in with our drop gel. So I'm just wanting a little detail towards the bottom, kind of that shell nail look. And I'm just going to start with a little dollop on the free edge and then just slowly pull back. And we will do this up the side and the other side. I am going to add some stones later, so I am going to cut it off at just 3 ripples here, or actually 4. So now I want to kind of pull that and get it really precise and nice and clean. So I want to just grab a liner brush and just kind of move a little bit of that drop gel up the nail. So the bulk of it stays on the free edge to give that kind of ripple look. and then it just tapers off towards the cuticle area. So once you're happy with this, we're gonna go ahead and cure. A 30-second cure will be perfect. Okay, this is out of the lamp, and we're gonna go and add some detail with some stones, and we're gonna use the drop gel for that as well. So we are gonna pick out some stones, and I am going to use some point backs so that we can give it a little bit more of a 3D look. And I wanna kind of match the colors that are going on underneath. So we're just gonna grab a few of the chunkier point back crystals. Next, we're taking a nice dollop of the drop gel, and we're going to place that right up in the corner. And depending on the size of the crystals that you're putting on and whether they are point back or flat back, this will, obviously you're going to need a little bit more if they are the point backs because they're sitting up higher. If you're just doing the flat backs, you're going to keep it a nice thin coat of the drop gel. And we're just going to take these point backs and kind of place them into each other inside that dollop. And that's going to hold it in place. It's not going to move around on you. It's not going to melt down the side. So it gives you plenty of time to arrange the stones perfectly. And then I am going to add a little bit more gel and just add a few flat backs to this design as well. Okay, this is just out of the lamp, and we gave this a 30-second cure. Our stones are nice and secure, and it really makes a great gel for adhering stones and 3D embellishments and stuff like that because it is no wipe and you don't have to worry about going back over it with top coat. So for our third design, I am going to take the last tip that we put the snowbird on. I did wipe the tacky layer off of this, and I'm just giving this a light buff because we are going to do some chroming and I don't want it to stick to the background. Some people like to put the matte top coat underneath and then the chrome won't adhere to that, but sometimes it still shimmers up a little bit. So, and it's another coat of gel polish that you'd have to put on. So for this one, I'm just giving it a light buff, and that's right over the color. And we'll go in with our drop gel, and I'm just going to use this and create those textured swirls. At this point, if you're happy with it and you want to keep it more of that drippy look, you can leave it and cure it that way. Or if you want to kind of clean up your lines a little bit and move the product around, just grab any art brush and it moves like butter. So we're popping that in the lamp for 30 seconds. And next we're going to grab some Frosted Shadow chrome powder. And we're going to chrome over the top of our design that we just created. The drop gel accepts chrome really well because it is a little bit softer. So it's going to burnish right into that. And then we will just dust off the background to get all that shimmer off the base of the nail. So this has given us almost like a liquid metal look. I love it. Definitely very trending right now and super easy to use. So for this particular technique, we do need to top coat this, right? Because we need to protect the chrome, and also the gel polish did not have a top coat. So if your client is, like a lot of clients don't love a matte top coat, so we're going to go over this with a shiny top coat. I am going over with a pretty heavy coat so that it can kind of fill in between. And we're going to give this a full 60-second cure. So while that's curing, I'm going to do this exact same nail, but we're going to do it with a matte background. So for this next one, follow the steps here. We're painting the gel polish on. we're curing. Then we're going in with a matte coat this time, curing that, going in with our design with the drop gel, curing that. Then we're burnishing our chrome. Okay, so once this comes out of the light, we still need to top coat the chromed area of the drop gel. I am choosing to use the Babe Color Protector because this is a very thin top coat, so it's easy to work with. It's not going to create any bubbles on top by kind of moving it around really fast. It's going to just give a nice thin protective layer over our design. So I'm just going to quickly paint this over all of the drop gel, all of the chrome. Also, I didn't mention when we are cleaning off the background, sometimes that chrome does get stuck to the background, even on a matte coat. Maybe it didn't cure well enough. Maybe it was a little too warm when you put the chrome on, so it just stuck to that background. I will use a small little like detail duster and really get in there in between and make sure that I remove all of that shimmer from the matte base gel. If you find that it did not all come off after we finish this step where we're putting our top coat on, now that chrome is protected, you could go over with an alcohol wipe and wipe out any chrome that did not come off that matte top coat. In my opinion, I like this look better because it's just a little bit more dimension. The other way, when you're top coating the whole thing, it kind of smooths it out, makes your surface structure look a little wonky. So if my client did not want that matte base and really was adamant that she wanted the whole nail shiny, I would now at this step just take a side file, clean up the sides just so that it doesn't kind of mess with the shape of the nail and make it look all wonky. At least cleaning up the sides and the shape is going to give it, it's going to make it look 100 times better. But again, it just depends. Some clients love the matte, some clients do not. So I just wanted to show you what the steps were for achieving each of those looks. Okay, so that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you are not a Backstage Pass member and you want to be one and get swag delivered to your door every month, just go to ProFilesBackstage.com. Thanks, guys, and I will see you next month.